It's a good day to fold laundry, huh? It's Sunday. It's kind of boring weather outside. I wanted to work in my garden. And then I also wanted to take a picture, and I missed it. I should have just done it out of my kitchen window, which I was trying to do. And then I couldn't figure out at first when I saw this bird. It was the largest bird I've ever seen, like perched in a tree in my garden. I mean, I've seen birds, when I traveled and stuff, and I have seen a hawk flying around here. But when I first looked out the window, I looked at it, and it looked like an owl, because I didn't know they like fold their wings around they kind of like a vampire. But I mean, they fold their wings, and he had like this freckled brownish wings and stuff, and he was looking at me, and I was looking at him, and I thought, wait, is this an owl? And then he went like that in a tree, and I go, oh God, that's not an owl, that's a hawk. I mean, I couldn't believe how big the hawk was. But they do eat rats, and, I haven't seen any rats, praise the Lord, in my environment. Haven't seen any rats, rapping rats. If you see any rapping rats, be careful. So yeah, so I was just sitting here thinking, what could I do? And I thought, well, I missed that great shot in the garden, but hopefully he'll come back. Because I put really good sunflower seeds out in the garden and stuff, and I'm sure they eat sunflower seeds. That's like one of their favorite foods. We should be eating more sunflower seeds too. Listen to the birds, right? So yeah, I hope you guys are eating. I kind of went off track with my eating lately, but I celebrated St. Patrick's Day weekend, and I bought one of those flourless chocolate cakes from Libanais, Libanais. Yeah, which I really should have taken a picture and posted. I don't know, I just wasn't in the mood yesterday. I think it was just a drive. I left my house at 9:30 in the morning, and then I had to pay a bill of chase, and then I had to pick up the cake and drive all the way. And then because of the storms, there were lights out right during midway, so that was all backed up. And coming back, they were out. And then there's a lot of trains. You have to go through these tracks, because I'm kind of fantasizing, well, what would it be like to live on the south side? Because I never lived in Oak Lawn. I've never lived on the south side. I've always been a north sider. And I can't get into the architecture. And I'm thinking, come on, this is a stupid reason. Don't let the architecture stop you. Just keep looking, right? So, and I still want to get that piece of land started in Galena. So I feel like I'm kind of under a little pressure here. Everybody says, just relax, do it at your own time. But, when you're older and you only have a certain amount of time on the planet. Actually, we don't know how much time we have on the planet. You feel like you have to do stuff. You want to put your house in order. I washed this pillow. I love this pillow. It has such a nice texture to it. I really need to put a pillowcase on it. So this is what I want to see outside. I don't want to be in a cold climate anymore. I want to be outside in my garden. At least be outside in my garden. I couldn't even do that. So I figured, well, what do you do? Let's go online. And I haven't ordered from the store in years. Old Navy, But they have some sales. So like if you guys need some workout clothes, they have some sales on Old Navy. And because I looked at where this pair of pants was made, and it was made in Vietnam or Bangladesh. They're all cotton, and they're called SO, S-O. So I go, well, where did I buy this product? So then I looked online, and I saw that they have these products at Kohl's. So I thought, well, I'm not going to go traipsing around a store, so I'm just going to order online. And they have these deals going on right now. I mean, I don't want you to tell you what to do with your money, but if you do need some clothes, it's very affordable. I mean, I looked at the prices, and they give you a countdown. Like, you have a half an hour. This is going to be gone. All these people have these in their baskets. This is going to be gone. So I had to hurry up and shop and put it in. But yeah, I got some cute sundresses for my granddaughter for $12. So, I'm going to go through some of my clothes, and some of it I'm going to start giving away. Because, I think every 10 years, your body changes. And you might just not like the same stuff you used to wear. You don't feel comfortable in it. And since I retired, I feel like I don't need as many clothes, right? I kind of wear the gardening clothes, and if I have a hole or something in one of my gardening things, I'm going to just, put it away to work in the garden. I don't just throw clothes away randomly. Those will be recycled as garden clothes. So yeah, I really had my heart set on working in a garden. You probably guys have some. That hawk is flying around. They can fly so high. Probably looking for something to eat. So listen, we're going to do a little Reiki meditation here. I haven't eaten yet. I'm not really hungry. I have no taste for food right now. So, get a chore done today. Even if you can't do a lot, it's always good to do some. And then I go like this, and I go, oh yeah, this has a lot of holes and a lot of stuff. But I love these. These are great for washing. I don't know what they were made from, but they dry so fast. So if you need them for your sink, they just dry really fast. So I still might hang on to that. I hope we don't have to go back to this. There's a lot of people getting sick right now. I like this one, though. You know what this is, right? This is Van Gogh. I hope I'm entertaining you guys today if you were bored. I'm sorry, I was bored and I had to have something to do. It's, people think, oh, you're retired and they're jealous of you and they think, but, I said to these two women yesterday and I really had a good time talking to them. One was retired for 15 years, this lady I talked to, and then the other one was retired, she worked 34 years I don't know if she worked 34 years, but she worked all her time in teaching as a special ed teacher. And I thought, wow, because you always have special needs students in your class, right? But I didn't get till the end of my career. That's when I really wanted to just do special needs students, because I worked with them all the time in my classrooms anyway. And I love the fact that all students have, like, they call it different intelligences, right? Your different intelligences. Like if and I wish I would have done some of these tests when I was younger to see what type of intelligence I was, because I probably would have combined it with art and outdoor education. So I think it's a good idea if you have children at home, you want to kind of make sure where they're at, what they're attracted to academically. And then you can help them on their way, because I think my mother gave me that freedom. She gave me my freedom to do kind of whatever I wanted to do. Because as a little girl, she didn't get that choice. She came from a disciplined Polish Catholic family, and oh no, girls were not allowed to ride bikes. Girls were not allowed. It sounds very Muslim, right? Thank God there's some Muslims that believe in Jesus, right? Thank God there's some that aren't, I hope, there's a lot of crazy Christians too. Anybody who has a religion and they're obsessed with it, they got an issue. It's like being obsessed with a drug, right? So we're going to get ready to sit up and meditate here. I wanted to go over that calendar a little bit too. So let me just see here. So yeah, I'm going to clean out my clothes, clean out my closets. Maybe when my goddaughter comes, my daughter-in-law comes back from Florida, she can help me clean some stuff out of my closets. All right, so yeah, so the thing that I wanted to poke at today, God, I'm so sorry, guys. I missed that great picture of that great photo of the hawk. Brown and white, speckled. Very cute. I'll probably see him again. So yeah, so today's the 15th, right? So we're moving into Aries soon. We're going to be leaving Pisces. And the Sun, Venus, Saturn, Mars, Neptune, they're going to be all together until April. So, and this one astrologer, I like her a lot, Val Evan, she goes, always look at these, when you have a stellium, when you have a lot of planets together, like the sun, your life vitality, Venus, your finances, Mars, your energy, Saturn, discipline, taxes, right? Government, Neptune, your dreamy side. So, I mean, I think if you could make a whole big soup out of all these planets together, and they all lined up in a row, I think you'd have some really amazing things happening on this planet if people just didn't put their Mars cap on for war. And I'm really hoping that this doesn't go the side of wars, because first of all, they always compare them with things that happened in the past. But we're not in the Piscean age anymore. The whole age has spiraled. We're in the Aquarian age right now. So what does it have to mean that this planet now, that the stelliums together, that it's going to mean the same thing it did? I keep harping on this topic, right? When it was the age of Pisces. And for people that are into astrology, they'll know understanding what I'm complaining about. But for me, I'm wondering if we're going to get more crop circles. Because I feel, this is my intuition about this. Yeah, so today's a powerful day for meditation. And you, by you taking your chance to meditate here and do some Reiki, you're uplifting the vibrations on the planet. You're protecting people on it. So let's do a little meditation right now. Let me finish this clearing. So what do we want to create? We want to create more wishful days ahead, right? We want more peaceful days ahead. I mean, we have to start focusing on calming down the anger on the planet. And you know, if there's roads cracking around you and there's places flooding, I would suggest, like, try to get out of there. You know, because I think people are getting warnings, but a lot of people are not listening to environmental changes. And I think just, you know, I think you have to pay really attention to the earth right now. The earth is giving us messages, and so are the planets, you know. The ancient people always said, look at the planets. You know, how did they know so much? They studied the stars. They were connected with the intergalactics. That's my point of view. That's what I believe. They were connected with the intergalactics. You know, and then they go on and on about who these spiritual figures were, right? Isn't that what's the topic right now? With all this anger with Muslims and stuff, and them doing their meditations all day long and making the sounds. And yeah, it's like, it's hard when your religion is so external that you want to push it on other people. And people don't always want that. They want some privacy of what they worship, right? So it's very bold to think that this religion could come here, you know, and just put all these, like the Sharia law and all this other stuff that they believe in other people. People want to be free. They don't want to have all these laws on them. You know, the only laws there ever were the 10 Commandments, and that didn't belong to any religion. That didn't belong to any religion. That's how we're supposed to live our lives. You know, with the 10 Commandments, it says that right there, thou shalt not kill. What else do you need to know? Thou shalt not steal. You know, everything's there. And then we go, oh, I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. Well, do the right thing. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for other people. Be kind to others. All right, so let's meditate on that. Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to look at in here. So yeah, I really feel as we get closer into Wednesday and Thursday, when the sun conjuncts Neptune, I think that's going to be, maybe I should do some painting that day. Because that could be a lot of inspiration. If you like to paint, or you like to draw, or you like to do photography, or anything creative, make things with your hands. I would say this week, like right around St. Patrick's Day, I want to see if there's more crop circles, and if the sun conjuncts Neptune, that means we'll be inspired on a spiritual level. because that's also like spiritual like frequency changes. And then, okay, so the way you have to see this week then, around the 20th or the 21st, man, we're going to put some brakes on. Because now, and I felt it. I felt it with this Mercury retrograde. It's been very strong for me. I've been trying to hide in my house. I did go out yesterday for St. Patrick's Day. But, you know, the energy is just so intense. And then as we come up to the end of the week, like Friday, Saturday, it's like, get your reins on your horse, because now Mercury is going to start going forward. So once it starts going forward, you're going to see all this communication. And if we do a good job meditating and praying and burning our Santo Palo incense and doing all the good things in life we should be doing, and eating with our friends and taking care of our children and not yelling at each other, then I really think that this Mercury going forward this week is going to be really good. You know, of course, Rahu is blowing everything out of proportion. When it's in this constellation, I guess, called Rahu, and in comes Mars. Mars goes, yeah, man, let's live it up. Let's live it up. So, yeah, we have to kind of control that Mars energy. So this weekend, I think we'll feel like we have more control over our lives a little bit, because your thinking will not be so cloudy. You won't be so forgetful. Right? So I like that. And it's going to, what's nice is we're going to get a little break after March. Yeah, so the only thing they really say for the next few weeks is watch your forgetfulness, watch where you place your phone. Don't leave your passport behind. Yeah, so we're going to be traveling and connecting with people, so I think that's good. I think we just have to watch the weather. The weather's been like crazy, so, and that's because people are acting crazy, right? You got all these people on drugs, you got all these people just losing their minds. Maybe they lost their jobs, now they go and kill their wife and kids. I mean, you know, it's just too much, right? It's too much for one, like Bob Dylan would say, it's too much. What did he say in that one song? I'll have to play that sometime for you guys. It's too much for one mind to bear. It's like, how can your physical brain, how can your mind bear all that? So you have to protect yourself a little bit. Like I said, with the violet light, the white light, with your crystals. You know, use your tools, right? Use your tools. All right, so let's do a little meditation here. Let me see. I want to get a crystal. So yeah, I know. So that's what they're trying to do right now, is instill a lot of fear in us. You know, F that. Don't let them instill fear in you. Right? Get out your midnight quartz crystal and clear the energy, right? You need to clear out the that was magical. That hawk was just magical. It made my day. I had a hawk day. You know, animals always bring you messages, so now I'm going to have to look that up online. All right, so let's just breathe in and breathe out. I don't know if I'm going to do any Om today. I could do some Om or Ah today. Maybe. Let's just see what brings. Let's see what happens. I mean, we only have today. You can't think about tomorrow. You have to think about today. You have to think about what can you do today. So I'm glad we can meet today and do a meditation, right? Because we need so many prayers and meditations. I'm doing the Joyful Mysteries today, so Yeah, whatever prayer works for you, you know. Whatever guidance. I gave my daughter-in-law the book, The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus to Christ. That's a very interesting book to read, The Aquarian Gospel. If you can find it, you can read it. It talks about what Jesus did with his life, right? When he left his family. And then he started to travel and do healings all around the world. And he actually, in his book, they talk about him studying with masters in India. All right, so let's just do a little more meditation. I know it's kind of a strange day. Let's do a stronger meditation here for the planet and all the changes that it's experiencing. The earthquakes, the volcanoes, the floods, the snowstorms. I don't know. We're supposed to get another snowstorm now, right? So, try to get something done today. Don't knock yourself out, okay? Try to get yourself done every day, a little bit. And if you don't feel like eating, don't eat. If you don't feel like drinking water, don't drink any water. Just stay in a state of meditation. And then we'll see as the spring unfolds, we'll see if I can catch a glimpse of that gorgeous hawk. Gorgeous hawk. So I have to look up the meaning of the hawk. Figure out what that means. I mean, their birds are always usually messengers, even in tarot. Yeah, I haven't even felt like doing any tarot readings lately, so the weather's been kind of ominous. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get flowers on these plants, guys. Look at these two plants. They just keep growing green leaves. I probably should put them out in the garden. All right, so have a blessed day. Stay in your heart. And, you know, think of all these people and all these situations that need our focus. I mean, don't knock yourself out. Don't knock yourself out over all of this, right? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. But don't saturate yourself in it. You know what your spiritual limits are, and you know what you're supposed to be doing right now at this time. So you protect your own energy. Okay, my lovies, bye. Till next time.